Hey everybody, it's Tripl-L coming in to watch Shield Hero episode 21. Here we go. It's gonna be a great time. This is gonna be the best week. I do not know where we are on this screen. Anyway, yes, this video is coming out late. I got busy. Kenja, I know I missed one episode. I'll try to get the other episode up for I guess maybe Sunday night. Not Sunday night, Saturday night, because Sunday I'm having a live stream on the channel. It'll be an interesting time. Feel free to jump in on that. But yeah, gonna try and get Kenja out for now. Shield Hero. What am I expecting? I'm expecting to be fulfilled. That's the best way to describe that feeling. And we're not getting an opening, so that's very interesting too. This is kind of reminiscent, I think, of the first scene that we got in Shield Hero. Oh, that's cute. The stereotypical everyone's just sleeping with Naofumi. Man, they better not change anything for what's coming up, man. Like, holy. Although, they definitely are changing up some of the sequencing here. Well, that's unfortunate. Man, this Say Lord had so much on his plate. Well, that needs extra explanation. This woman is shipping Melty and Naofumi hard. And I mean it shipping in terms of political marriage, right? That might be a little bit of a joke, but I find it funny too. I just want to see the humiliation kind of like returned in tenfold. 500 gold pieces? I'm pretty sure that the other guys have gotten way more than that. Well, I don't know. I'll have to look back. I don't like that Naofumi's coming off as this neutral guy. He is not neutral. I wish they could have just played his anger here more straight. Look, man, Naofumi's a distasteful person when it comes to those people. I think you should show that. This is such... They're playing such a game here. Like, come on. Alright. So, one thing important to note there is that with that dream, they're already putting in this seed of doubt in Naofumi, in that he should doubt whether or not he should go that hard. I imagine that they're doing that to try and justify the conclusion to what's about to happen. But they don't need to do this. They don't need to actually paint Naofumi having this moral dilemma. They don't need to have him actually saying he doesn't care what happens to them. Because when he says this, you know that that's not true. You know that what this line is here to convey is that he's having a bit of an impasse on whether or not he's trying to convince himself whether or not he should actually let them suffer. Which is... Yeah, okay. Yeah. They're playing a game. They're setting this up. Because they don't want to make Naofumi look as unattractive as he did in the manga and the light novel. Okay, also keep this person in mind. The anime is doing a thing. They're changing this up as well because they need the viewers to get to know this character now. Most likely because they're going to rush a few things later. If only you knew they almost caused a war with... Okay, calling him a king consort, that's just important to tell you that the queen is the one in power. We already knew this. We knew this from the first episode. Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate that little ad bit there. I love that she got called a pathological liar, because that's what she is. That really is what she is. Okay, so far, this is going well. Like, this is supposed to be relatively dark. The thing here, though, is who's going to be getting the majority of the fault, or who's going to look the most unattractive in what they're doing here, right? Already they're trying to fix up Naofumi's and how he looks in all of this. I love that they brought out a little stance. She deserves it. Oh yeah, this guy. He's totally watching it. Okay, so here again we have the Ren Itsuki dynamic. They're the ones that balance out Motoyatsu the majority of times when it's coming to like whenever Shield Hero is focusing on showing that Motoyatsu is the one in the wrong, he needs to have these two on his sides as the neutral forces telling him like, yeah, this is probably what's going on. This has been a dynamic that's been established from the very beginning and is still in power here. Okay, there was no need to like make the extra. Oh, that's a good shot though. There was no need to make it so much more disturbing than it is. You might be wondering at this point, you know, why is she such a liar? And it's like, to some degree, like, this is hard. It's hard with mine because she is specifically a certain type of character. For now, it's just like you have to assume that she's just a pathological liar. I do like this. I do like the way that they're televising it. It does have a bit more impact in the anime, so that is this is actually a good change for this. It makes it more cinematic. It makes it less constrained to Naofumi's point of view, and it shows this more visceral reaction from the crowd. So I actually do like this little angle that they added to the episode. Very good. Okay, no, I don't like that. Oh, I see what they're doing. Naofumi was told that they were going to be killed. And he's going to have this moral dilemma, and he's going to prevent them from being killed. Alright, no. That's not. No, 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 no. That's not. No. No. Oh, this is so unnecessary. No. No, 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 no. This is a very cheap trick. Here we go. Now Fumi has to be the hero now, so he has to go save them. Or he has to say not to do it. Man, I'll give it props if they actually go and kill them. But I really doubt they're gonna do it. Although this has a nice effect of we get to see the people react. No, even this is kind of ruining Motoyatsu a little bit. This is kind of messing up the dynamics later. Oh, okay, they had to keep that there. Of course they had to keep that part. Alright. No. No, 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 no. This... Okay, you guys know, they have been changing Naofumi from the very beginning because they don't want to make Naofumi seem like the worst person in the world. But the reality is, he is. The way this originally went was Naofumi and the Queen met up. Naofumi was angry. Naofumi wanted to kill them. And the Queen talked to Naofumi and convinced him to do something else instead to make them suffer for longer. And that's the angle she went after. Or that's the angle their conversation initially went. It was specifically Naofumi wanted them to suffer for longer. So the result that we were about to get in this episode, the thing with the death penalty is too light. What the anime did was they want to make Naofumi seem like the hero. He is a hero, but he is also the most hateful person when it came to these two people. I'm not a fan. This line of thought, you can effectively imagine that this came from the Queen. Like, these lines are more correct for the Queen to have, and then she's the one that convinced Naofumi. It's not this other way of the Queen is actually the terrible person here. Or not a terrible person, but the one that's leading the charge on this. The original punishment and the punishment that we're about to get was a collaborative effort that the Queen and Naofumi compromised on. I do like the theatrics that they're doing, but this isn't enough. Heck, man, even with Raphtalia, they're like being in awe of Naofumi. She's originally more like kind of like put off when Naofumi's being evil. Nah, like they try to make the theatrics work, but this is just... The only thing is, like, it takes away from the Queen because it showed how willing to cooperate or how willing to keep Naofumi the Queen is in general and how much she cares about her family. Mind you, they still show that she cares about her family by showing some resistance, but the light novel Queen ends up coming off as more effective because she didn't just leave it up to chance the way that this Queen did. The light novel Queen forced the situation into a particular route that she wanted, and that conveys a different degree of competency than this light novel Queen. Not a fan. But again, the anime did a really good job with the theatrics. Now the other thing is, these guys are so friendly with Naofumi, but the rest of the story requires them to be exceedingly skeptical of Naofumi. Not only that, Motoyatsu turning his back on Mind there also doesn't feel right given the context of the rest of the story. No. Naofumi does not inspire this much confidence in the heroes. No. The rest of the story requires that they do not get along with Naofumi. That's such a weird building. That's a tricky move, anime. That does like elevate her a little bit. But that's just... It's still different because it's still having her give Naofumi the power, whereas light novel version of her forced the power into her hands. Oh nice, that guy. Where's the little ones? There he is. Love that guy. Well, this is a nice addition. This is very nice. And then we have like the NPCs who are around. There it is. See, this whole little angle of saving his father and sister, making Naofumi be the higher person. It's like, no. That is not Naofumi. It's anime Naofumi though. You can't really be upset about that. This is a really weird pseudo ending, man. Oh, okay. There we go. Man, it's just the changes that they are making when you go into season 2 just are gonna make, unless they keep making drastic changes, by the time you go into season 2, the other 3 heroes are gonna look even stupider than they did in the novel, which is ridiculous to think about. Because again, like, if you keep making it that these guys look like they're in awe of Naofumi, or make it look like these guys agree with Naofumi now, when you have them disagreeing later, it's gonna be like, what the heck's going on? I thought you guys were cool. The reality is, no, they're not cool. The story relies on them not being cool. Okay, I'm getting a little bit frustrated, but I shouldn't be. The thing is, if you're an anime-only viewer, honestly, this is probably okay for you. It really doesn't matter. Like, I said this before in one of the Raphtalia videos, but anime Naofumi and anime Raphtalia are not light novel Naofumi and light novel Raphtalia. They are their own thing from the anime. And in the anime, they make sense. But when it comes to the motifs of the Shield Hero story in general, and the plot progression of the Shield Hero story in general, these idealized solutions, well, not with this one, but more like Motoyatsu and the other 3 like hanging out, or how they react with Naofumi, that part in particular, you know, some of the later plot points kinda will seem sillier depending on how much friendliness that the anime wants to give the 4 heroes. So it's going to be interesting as a light novel reader going forward to see exactly how the story is going to shift, or just like kind of modify it in order to make the whole thing with the 3 or the 4 heroes working together, if they're going to try and make them more, well, how do you even say that? Are they going to try and make it so that the 4 heroes get along more compared to the original light novel run? Well, I don't know. Will it work? Maybe. It's just like even the next episode in the light novel, it's going to be like a big point of conflict was how much the heroes don't talk to each other and how resistant they are to talking to each other. And so, can you really maintain that when you have the 3 of them looking at Naofumi all starry-eyed? It's just, I find it so interesting with this anime that the anime team are such cowards that they do not want to show distasteful Naofumi. And you know, to be fair, distasteful Naofumi isn't going to be making a lot of fans, not as much as heroic Naofumi. So there is that level of marketing involved in that heroic Naofumi is probably more appealing. Like he probably makes people feel better. And that's pretty much what this whole episode was about. It was about showing you why Naofumi's heroic. It's about showing you that when presented with the option he wants, he will go for the lesser option, which is different from the light novel Naofumi, in which that he got talked down and decided that, yeah, making them suffer forever is better than killing them. So, you know, in some cases, or in some ways, light novel Naofumi is much darker. But that's the whole point. The anime is in terms of a challenge that the anime has embarked on, they've embarked on the challenge of making this story work while also toning down Naofumi. And honestly, I think they've done a good enough job. Like, this episode, still largely good. I think it's largely good. My only concerns are coming in from knowing how the story goes. Even for like the next, like, suppose it would be like roughly 8 episodes of content. So 4 episodes that we still have to go through. And then maybe another 4 episodes for the second season, if it does happen. You know, just knowing how the story goes for those early bits, and knowing that it relies on the heroes not being friendly with each other, or not being that friendly with Naofumi, it's just like, it's interesting how they went about this. But again, I do think the anime team is just a bunch of cowards. I think they're trying to clean this up so that Shield Hero is more appealing to more people. I think it's kind of ridiculous that we're doing that. But hey. And like, man, they're doing so much to try and redeem all the characters involved here. Like, even the queen saying that she was going to kill herself. Like, you know, respect. Because that does show that she's, again, willing to save her family. But putting so much power into Naofumi's choices is just... No, I like the first... I like Light Novel Queen a little bit better. That said, like, that little bit at the end did raise my estimation of her. So that was... I respect it. And the big thing that I will say, though, this episode, compared to the light novel, definitely has more impact when it comes to like getting people to understand that Naofumi was a good person in all this. So that was really good. I think the theatrics largely improve this whole procession. It's just, I don't like the character change with Naofumi. It's I think that's one of Shield Hero's draws. It's to watch this really antagonistic main character, or this main character who is so full of hate. But all we've been getting is them making excuses for why Naofumi acts the way he does. And that's not Naofumi. That's just a stereotypical light novel isekai protagonist. But still, largely enjoyable, largely fun. You still get to see Mind get her karma. I think they made it hard to believe. They kind of like, well, no, they didn't sexualize it. No, they just made it like way more overdramatic than I thought it needed to be. Like, I don't take that much pleasure out of seeing the girl suffer, but they think they know what we want, and we do want to see her suffer. The other interesting thing, I guess, there is the king. The king. You know, I did appreciate that little moment when the king was speaking out and the queen, like, reacted, because she should have, because that's the guy that she loves, right? And the guy that she loves is acting from a way, and as viewers, we know that he has some hang up with the demi-humans. We've known this for a very long time. We know that he's hurt about what the demi-humans did to his family. He gave it to us in that small scene. So I do like that. That was a nice little attention to detail. Very good on them. Like, overall, again, it's a solid episode. The real problems are just in knowing how the story actually went compared to this. And even then, when you have such a high quality episode regardless, you know, the difference itself does kind of go down in terms of how big of a deal are these differences. It's just, it's really an issue of how is this going to work in the future. What's going to be the dynamic of the heroes? Is it going to look even more stupid than it did in the light novel? We'll have to see. The other thing, Motoyatsu, I am kind of worried about him because he turned his back on Melty there, and I think he did it too easily, which just doesn't mesh with how he's going to treat her in the future. Because Motoyatsu, it's hard for a tiger to change its stripes, man. Anyway. Any other parts that were really worthwhile here? I don't think so, because once we get into the whole trial, it's pretty simple. Okay, guys, those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I hope you have an absolutely great day. And like, again, I'm not sure if you guys got it, but anime-only viewers, you shouldn't feel like you're getting a lesser product, because the Shield Hero anime has still been largely good. The anime team is still making a quality story, I think. It's just, you know, it's something different compared to what the light novel and the manga are. Is that a bad thing? No, different doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It's just different. It's a more idealized story, and you know, idealization. At the end of the day, it's a happier story, and idealization is something people like more than just watching a person wallow or fester in their hatred. But you know, different strokes for different folks. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought down below. Until next time, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day.